Now, Swiss prosecutors have seized 11 luxury cars belonging to the vice president of Equatorial Guinea. Teodorin Nguema Obiang, who's also the president's son, is being investigated for money laundering accusations. Now, the confiscated cars include a Porsche, Bugatti, Veyron, Aston Martin, and customized Ferraris. Now, in 2014, a U.S. court forced Teodorin Obiang Nguema to surrender assets worth about $30 million. In 2012, French prosecutors also seized his $165 million family home in Paris. He owns a Gulfstream jet worth more than $38 million, the glove from Michael Jackson's Bad tour, and a jacket used by Jackson during his Thriller tour. Well, for more, we're joined in the studio now by Fidelis Mbah. Fidelis, thanks for coming in. It's not uncommon for dictators and their families to live ostentatiously off the backs of some of the world's poorest countries, but is Teodorin Obiang beyond the pale even with this kind of lifestyle that he leads?
Well, the interesting thing is he earns less than $100,000 a year. So forget about other properties. Even look at just the the Gulfstream jet. Mm-hmm. How many years of savings would he be able to get to be able to afford a private jet? And then, French prosecutors before now had been investigating him. And, last year they came up with a report saying that he had spent about $315 million on properties and luxury cars. And luxury goods between 2004 and 2011. So you begin to wonder, where did he get the money from? Which is why, apart from the Swiss, he's also had to forfeit, assets in the U.S. and then in France. These are the ones known to people. We're not talking about the ones he's more like maybe used proxies to be able to acquire, and the ones also back home and all that. So it's something not just peculiar to Equatorial Guinea. We have this across Africa. We have, recently, the French prosecutors are trying to also unravel how President Omar Bongo of Gabon came about millions of dollars he has spent on properties, and also Denis Nguesso of Congo, who is also being investigated. All these people are, because of lack of transparency, that's actually why, all these things are happening.
The question is, though, the United States, the French, now the Swiss have all come down on him for potential money laundering, illegal activities, and basically stealing the wealth of his own country. Will all of this collectively now change something in Equatorial Guinea, or is the strength of this ruling family that's been in power for decades and decades and decades, is it just too strong?
Well, I don't think, this is going to really do anything significant at the moment, because Equatorial Guinea is just about 1.2 million people. They have so much money, they have they have oil, but the people are about, some of the poorest in Africa. And then you begin to wonder if this wealth is even being distributed at all. It's just within the family. The father has been in power since 1979.
And his uncle before that.
Yes, he is the longest ruling serving head of state in Africa. And if you also extend this to other people, yes, the U.S. is now coming, but this is just like, a drop in the ocean. There's so many Africans who have their wealth in the U.S., in Switzerland, in France, and other countries. What are they really doing to ensure that these things, are brought back to Africa? But all we hear is, okay, after this, then what about others? Not just, maybe they've been sort of disagreement, because all this wealth were not just dropped there overnight. They've seen this over the years. What did they do until now?
Okay. Fidelis, unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks so much.